Hey everybody, the Long Shot Signatures here. This is episode 130 of my TTM Returns. Got in 7 successes and a failure today. The failure received 2 photos unsigned back from Bob Pulford. I tried an address in Florida. On some websites they're reporting that it still works, but I know on Star Tiger others have reported that it doesn't. So I'm going to be on the Star Tiger side because my stuff came back unsigned. No note or anything, so I don't know if it's a refusal or if he doesn't sign or if he doesn't live there anymore. I'm not sure what it is. But he's a former NHL coach and general manager, so I was really hoping to get him. But I got the photos back, so maybe if a new address pops up, I can send there. Well, we'll get started with the successes here. First one is a Pro Football Return. Got him back on 3 cards. This is a former wide receiver. I got him several years ago, realized I was missing some cards from some sets I'm working on. Finally got those ordered and should be finished with this guy. But 3 of 3 from former Patriots wide receiver Greg Mcmurtry. Got him on his 90 Pro Set prospect. His 1990 rookie for the score. And this card I already had, the 92 Fleer Ultra. So again, he was drafted by the Patriots, had a pretty decent career in the NFL. I also believe that he was a first-round Major League Baseball draft pick back in the day. So really cool to get that one. Finish him off for those sets. Then we got an IndyCar return. This is a 2 of 2 success from former driver Steve Chassis. He competed in several seasons, I think about 40 races in total. Had 1 podium that I am aware of. Took about 2 weeks. Then we have a former MLB player and broadcaster. This guy does charge a fee. It's a pretty big one, $35, but from what I understand, it goes towards like humanitarian aid or something like that. And I'm just going to get him this once, so it's worth it. But he was the 1957 AL Rookie of the Year and the 2009 Ford C. Frick Award winner. This is a 1-of-1 success from Tony Kubek. So he played with the Yankees back in the late 50s, early 60s, won 3 World Series with them, 4-time All-Star, and of course won the Rookie of the Year award as well. And then he went on to have a very long career in broadcasting and is in the Baseball Hall of Fame via the Ford C. Frick Award. And then we got another baseball player here. This guy is an active pitcher. He's currently playing for the Omaha Storm Chasers for AAA. He made his MLB debut this season. We got 2 of 2 from Kansas City Royals pitcher Colin Snyder. So like I said, he made his debut. He hasn't pitched very much, but he was put in situations that were greatly beneficial to his win-loss record. Despite so few innings pitched, I think only like 20 or something like that, he already has 4 wins to his name, 4 wins and 2 losses. He has an ERA over 7, I believe. So it shows how misleading, the pitcher's win stat can be. But not a bad start to a career, for a first-year guy to already get those wins added to his total. But of course, he was only up for a little bit and then is back down in AAA. So we'll see where he goes going forward. Then we have a couple of astronaut returns on some 8x10s. First one here is a 1-of-1 from David C. Hilmers. Simply inscribed and personalized. Took about a month. This other one took the same amount of time. These were both sent out on the same day. This is a 1-of-1 return from former astronaut Gary E. Payton. He wrote on there, thank you for your interest in the space program. So that one came out really nice silver Sharpie as well. This last success is probably one of the most unique ones I've ever gotten. So I'm going to try and share it rather quickly, but I still want to be able to tell the story of it. So as you guys know, I've been sending out to a lot of former college football coaches, and one of the techniques that I use to try and find these names, because there's so many different programs and so many different coaches for these, that now that I've gotten most of the I've written to pretty much all of the active ones, and then I've tried to write to as many Hall of Famers as I can, but there's still other guys that I want to add to the collection, and if I can, I will. So I kind of look through and see which schools I already have a number of coaches from, and see if there are any more that are still alive that I could potentially send to. So, like, at one point, I looked through all the Purdue coaches, all the IU coaches, LSU, this and that. And then recently, I started sending out to former Toledo head coaches and Utah head coaches. So this guy is part of the Utah coaching family. Sent out to him 2 weeks ago, and then I received a note, or I received my letter back in their own provided envelope. And what's kind of funny is it's his wife's name, and her first name and her last name are very similar to my stepdad's parents' names. So I thought I was receiving a letter from them, and I was like, what's the occasion? My birthday's not for like another 2 months, so I usually don't get a letter unless it's like a holiday or something like that. No, it wasn't them at all, but very similar handwriting. It was kind of weird. But she did send this note stating that unfortunately, head coach Wayne Howard of Utah passed away on May 23rd, and she shared, thank you for writing to him. He would have really appreciated it. He had some health problems. She did include a little bit about how he was a fighter pilot during the Korean War, stationed in Okinawa. He served nearly 5 years, starting as an enlisted man. He coached some while in the Air Force, really enjoyed it, and got his real start in high school in California as a high school coach. So I was reading through all that and, got back my photos unsigned. And I was like, perfectly understandable. He's no longer with us and everything. I figured she would have wanted to keep the photos, but, she decided not to. But upon reading further into that note, she said, I found these 2 autographs, and I hope that, they can fit into your collection. And I was like, what is she talking about? These are the photos I sent, so they're obviously not going to be signed. And looked back in the envelope. She had a couple of documents that he had signed before he passed, and then cut them out. So, trying to get it to focus there. They're really small, but still, it's his signature, which it's really cool of her to do that. She obviously did not have to do that, but she was his wife for 65 years. She wrote and everything, so it wouldn't have just meant a lot to him, but it did mean a lot to her to write to him. So I'm gonna send her obviously a thank you note. I'm trying to think of what else to kind of put in there. I'm thinking about letting her keep the photos because I don't really have a use for them. Maybe keep one. But there weren't very many photos of him online, which was it's what makes doing this collection a little bit difficult. Some of the older coaches, there's not very many resources online for pictures of these former coaches and players and stuff like that. But a really, really cool response. So I did end up getting 2 signatures from the late Wayne Howard. He was 91 years old. And definitely going to have to find some way to thank his wife who wrote back and sent those. What I also might do is get 1 or 2 of these, try and find someone who does really good customs and do that. It's just going to be tough because, again, there's not very many good pictures of Wayne Howard. But I'm sure if that were the case, that I could find someone to do a custom, we could figure something out that would work. But that'll be it for this week. Start back work again tomorrow, Saturday through Tuesday. So won't be doing any videos. If I get an email, I just open it and then leave it for Wednesday morning to start going through and logging everything and start doing videos. But let me know what you guys think. Greatly appreciate you guys watching. Helps out a lot. Best luck with your guys' collecting. Take care.